he's probably not even the best pro in the tournament, which is interesting. But he's the most compelling, sellable, instant credibility for whatever team gets him. Trae Young was spectacular last year in college. He was so much fun, but he's not must-see TV, right? I mean, he might get there, and I think Atlanta with Collins, I mean, they have something there to work with, but Zion going into the pros, if he goes to Cleveland, or if he goes to the Knicks, obviously they'll be on national TV, but if he would end up with Phoenix or Cleveland, you might have to go out of your way to find him, but you would still find him. There's nobody else you're doing that with. Of all of these other players who have come in, who do you go out of your way to watch? Doncic? Maybe. Or do you just wait for the highlights? But I feel like Zion is one of those rare players that we would actually try to find. And think about other sports. When's the last time you tried to find Mike Trout? Aaron Judge, Mookie Betts, Bryce Harper? Easier to find them on the East Coast. But when you go out of your way to watch somebody, that says a lot about the star power of that person. And Zion is somebody you'll go out of your way to watch. R.J. Barrett, you're not going to. Cam Reddish, you're not going to. Ja Morant, you might. You might. But after that, how many other players? And embrace this now. Appreciate it now, because in 2 years, perhaps, we don't get a taste of Zion Williamson in college because those high school kids are going right to the pros. And I don't know who that kid is now, but there's a kid who's probably a sophomore or freshman and will be a YouTube sensation and is going to go right to the pros, and we will not see him in the NBA. He'll go right to the Sacramento Kings. So that's another reason why it's just fun to be able to watch Zion. But more importantly, down through the years when I watched college basketball, some of the greatest players had some of the most joyful moments. Like Bill Walton, when he was at UCLA, loved playing team basketball for John Wooden. Shaq seemed like he had such a great time at LSU. Leitner in his vacuum he loved it. He wanted to compete. Like you could just see that he lived for that, loved it. So you got to see players who truly loved the game and appreciated the game. Grant Hill loved to play. Watch Patrick Ewing's enthusiasm at Georgetown. Like certain players, you could just see that they loved it. They ate it up. And it's contagious. And Zion Williamson, and that's one of the things that stands out more than anything else with him. His spirit, his joy. Like he wants you to succeed as a teammate. He wants to make that pass or block that shot. He's dunked all his life. And he could have a huge attitude. He could have an approach like R.J. Barrett, where I'm going to shoot all the time. But you had President Obama who decides he's going to go to Duke to watch the Carolina-Duke game because of Zion. That's heady stuff. And I don't even think he's 19 yet, is he? It's remarkable. But it says a lot about his family and who he is, because if they were showing my videos on YouTube and all these coaches are coming to my house and I know I got $100 million shoe deal coming up here and I'm going to be the first, like, how do you process that? And you don't do that unless you have somebody there who provides checks and balances. And Zion, it looks like by all accounts, has that. And that's remarkable in a young man. Yes, he
turns 19 in July.
Man.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.